Hi students, so the purpose of this video recording is to further explain the data collection assignment. I've been meeting with many of you to go over the directions, and I wanted to make sure you've all received the same information. So some things are best clarified face to face, and with that in mind, I'd be happy to meet with any of you to further explain any or all components of this assignment or any other assignment. I will also create another video lecture for the case study assignment to go over some of those details in more depth. So let's talk about the data collection assignment. For this assignment, you'll be administering the BASC-3 self-report of personality relevant to your school level, so elementary or secondary. The BASC is a screening instrument that assesses a child across a variety of school problems, including internalizing problems, inattention, hyperactivity, personal adjustment, emotional, and functional impairment. So just remember that it's not a diagnostic instrument, it's just a screening tool, and that provides data that may indicate a need for further assessment. So you are not diagnosing at this point, you are just screening the child for possible issues. I have included a PowerPoint on the BASC and a document that provides a description of the BASC scales and all the different domains, so those areas I just mentioned, if you'd like to know more about the instrument that you will be administering. And these can be found on the module Data Collection Practice on Canvas. So your pen and paper copies of the BASC will be arriving via snail mail, so hopefully they'll be in the counselling office later this week, but I think it's probably going to be more like Monday or Tuesday. When they arrive, you can pick up your 5 copies and 5 scoring cards. Just remember, well, I haven't told you this yet, but we will be going over how to score the BASC on week 7 lesson, so don't worry about that too much yet. So in regard to getting your informed consent back, my recommendation is to go for that low-hanging fruit. So give your school counsellor the green light to recruit teachers and staff members' kids. Only 4 out of the 5 children could be perfectly well functioning. Only the child for your case study should be encountering a few developmental issues. The goal of this assignment is for you just to get practice in test administration and interpretation. In terms of administering the BASC, like what do you do when you've got the child in the room? So first of all, try and secure a quiet spot where the child can take the assessment. Be very honest with the child about who you are and why you are administering the assessment. So let them know that you're a school counselling student from the University of South Florida, and this is a class assignment. You know, you are not assessing them for intervention or for diagnosis. Try and build buy-in by asking for their help. Also ask them to be as honest as they possibly can, and emphasize that it's not for a grade. They're not going to, this is not going to come back at them in a negative way on their report card. Double check with your school counsellor beforehand if she knows if any of them have reading delays, because we don't want an awkward situation where they aren't able to read the test questions. It is perfectly acceptable for you to read the questions out loud. We are not assessing them on their reading ability. We're screening them for a possible array of school-based or psychological issues. So as mentioned, once the child completes the BASC, at some point you're going to have to score it, and I will be going over those scoring directions in week 7 lessons, so you will know exactly what to relay to your school counsellor. With that in mind, you are not giving the results back to the child per se. You are going to report the results to the school counsellor. As I've been telling many of the students with whom I've met, when we're dealing with minors, as per the law and our ethical codes, the child cannot make decisions about their welfare. Therefore, we do not go over the results with the child. You simply give them back to the school counsellor, and you will go over the results with him or her based on your understanding of what the domain scores are. And as I said, we'll be working on those on week 7. So in essence, once you've returned the results to the school counsellor and gone through gone over them with the school counsellor, your work is done. You're not embedded in the school, you're not involved in intervention planning or intervention delivery, And so in terms of kind of ethical test administration, you've done, your work is complete by giving the results back to the school counsellor and putting that information in his or her hand. And then to get credit for the assignment, you would just upload a copy of the 5 scorecards to the assignment Dropbox in Canvas, and that's not due till April the 22nd. So I hope that's kind of clarified some of the components of this assignment. I mean, it is very complex in some ways because it involves a school site, it involves school counsellors, it involves, getting informed consent back, administering assessments to children. So it's all very hard to communicate that information just in a description of an assignment. So once again, I'd be happy to meet with you either in person or we can do a Zoom meeting. That's been working really, really well. Just stay in communication. Okay. Well, thank you very much. Okay. Bye.